Hello everyone! Now, Doctor Who Series 14 is currently filming, and recently we've been getting a couple of, set pictures here and there. But a big thing happened recently where there was coverage of Shooty filming, and Millie Gibson filming, and Mel filming, and there was a secret mystery guest. You see, there was pictures released of someone going onto set, very shrouded, we do not want you to see who this person is. That's kind of cool, isn't it? Because you know what that means, we're getting a cool mystery guest star in Series 14. So let's guess who they are. I'm going to play detective, and I'm going to guess who they are. I've repeated myself. Is it clear I don't script these videos? First up, Martha Jones. I mean, it's about time, isn't it? Look, Rose, as you know, we've kind of done the Rose thing. While I wouldn't say no to Billie Piper, we've kind of done the Rose thing. And Donna's coming back in the 60th. Russell, you've got one more companion that could come back, and it's Martha. Look, this was the one that was, heavily rumoured, and honestly, I wouldn't say no to this at all. I think the big thing here is if Doctor Who is building towards a unit spin-off, Martha Jones would fit both as in coming back into Doctor Who for a little bit and then leading the unit spin-off, and that would just make a lot of sense to me. It's also the fact that Martha's just a fantastic character, and I'd love it. And also, whenever Freema Agyeman, who plays Martha, has been ever asked at conventions as to whether she'd come back or not, she always seems to give vague answers in terms of she never categorically denies it, and those are the lengths I'm going to, is that she hasn't categorically denied it, therefore it might happen. Sorry, it's supposed to be that the person that had the cloak on was quite short, so I just like Sontarans. I know we literally had them back in Flux, but can we have Sontarans back, please? I'd quite like them back. Next up, I think you've got to talk about Susan. Look, every time there's will there be a surprise thing or something, everyone always talks about Susan, aka Carol Ann Ford, coming back. Look, the actress always said she's up for it, and I do think it would genuinely be cool. Look, Susan wasn't even really in the show for that long, and I do think there are much more interesting characters it could be, but then again, I just wouldn't say no here. Next up, it's a Sontaran. Next up, let's talk about Jenny, aka the Doctor's daughter. Look, this one isn't likely, but this is mainly actually linked to Georgia Tennant, the actress, rather than the character. Look, I would love Jenny to come back. I think that would make sense, and I think that would be really, really cool. But mainly, I'm predicting this due to Georgia Tennant's shiftiness. Obviously, about a year ago, we had the picture of, her boots on, and those were, the Jenny boots, and I think fans seem pretty convinced that Jenny as a character could be coming back at some point. But again, it hasn't been officially announced, so maybe it's actually here that she's coming back in a bigger way. Look, I think this character is really cool and interesting. Obviously, Big Finish has done a lot with her, but I think if George Tennant is up for it, I think she deserves a bit more to do in the main show, and I'd be really excited to see her back here. Again, I don't think this one is as likely, because honestly, there's very little concrete evidence for it. I mean, then again, we should also talk about the other Tennant. Yes, I know I literally just made a joke about the fact that the picture was short, but bear with me. You see, again, this is very based on the rumour mill, but it has been quite heavily rumoured that David Tennant might be sticking about in some capacity, maybe beyond the 60th. Who knows? Again, this is a long shot. Maybe he was just ducking down to... This is a long shot. It's not David Tennant. Look, I just want David Tennant to be back in the show as much as possible. But then do I? Because I quite like the shows. I just think I just like David Tennant. So I just wanted an excuse to mention David Tennant. Yeah, subscribe. This is great, isn't it? Last up, I'm going to say Jo Grant. Again, thinking along the lines of a character that's cool, but you wouldn't necessarily want to reveal, Jo Grant's obviously up there. She also appeared within the companion circle, and again, I think Jo Grant would be a character that I think RTD might want to bring back. And honestly, I really wouldn't say no to Jo Grant being in the unit spin-off. RTD's even written for this character within the Sarah Jane Adventures, and she was really popular there. She was really popular with John Pertwee. I think the character of Jo Grant could come back, and I would be all for that, because I'm a bit of a Pertwee sucker. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and this is another great video. It's about Doctor Who, because I made it. So go watch it. Please watch it. Thank you, and subscribe as well. Yeah, all the bloody good stuff.